Me, your body too. Secret stream. I wouldn't say it's a secret stream. I wouldn't say it's a secret stream. If you follow me on here, you know it's, you already know what's going on up in that bit. Do I have my suit up? I think oh yeah, I gotta go pick it up. What's good, Pablo L. Pebble? What's good, Juice? How y'all doing? How we doing? You going to work soon, stream lady, or are you gonna be busy? Brother, I don't have a job anymore. I don't know if you knew. I'm unemployed, nigga. Wait, I forgot no work? Yeah, exactly. Doing okay. Type shit, things of that nature. I'm stream for a little bit. I do gotta actually work. But I gotta edit a video. So like in an hour at 1 my time, then I'm probably going to stream. And I gotta get to work. But yeah. So I thought I might as well just stream for a little bit. There's actually a new game that just came out today. I forgot what it was called, but they got like a black protagonist, a black woman that's the protagonist. It's like this cool mage kind of sci-fi type thing. I was thinking about playing it right now, but I don't know if I want to play it on stream. I might. It depends. It seemed like the story's pretty good, but got a lot of folk tales in it and all this and third. Bro, gotta stream early. I get too tired if you stream too late. I feel that. I'm gonna start streaming at like 6, 7 my time. 6, 7. So you gotta try that big ass spider game. Big ass spider game. What the fuck is that? I need phosphorus in there. What else do I need? That's it. But yeah, I mean, shit, I could, but I mean, is it a scary game? Fuck the police, nigga. Yeah, I see too. Yes, that huntsman's spider, but it's 100 times bigger. Let me find the name. How about the day been though? Good, good. That's good. Where's stairs at? There we go. Game's called Huntsman. I'll take a look at it. See how we feeling on it, you know what I'm saying? Tight shit, things of that nature, tight shit, things of that nature. Laffy Taffy. Here you go. Here you go. The bullshit. That was some Laffy Taffy. What's your favorite candy? Is it Taffy? It seems like Taffy would be yours, Viv. It's like fucking calling me that shit. Put that in there. Let me get some more pseudo. Pseudo? Pseudo. Pseudo? Pseudo. Pseudo? Pseudo? This guy is racist as hell. What the fuck is wrong with me? Order limit $80. This guy gotta pay you back, bitch. Oh my god. Sitting in history right now? Damn. Have some Italian, although I would like the better restaurant to something in a rush manner. Then, drive my one of the houses to see and get this. If I went to Minnesota with my sister, I'm gonna go back to school because of that leakage in the house, making us not buy that house. Finishing school up there too. Agree? No, I barely eat candy. Starburst. So like, what? You said you moved there because your dad is there for work, right? So will y'all just like stay at the y'all just like stay where y'all at, or stay at the other place for now? Oh my god, somebody just got shot, guys. Oh no. And I barely eat candy? Damn. Why not? Are you not a sweet type of person, Viv? Or if you are, what is your favorite sweet? It's like a dessert. Also, this guy got hella mixtures, bro. We gotta start mixing a lot more. Nah, I've heard people say they got hella mixtures, but one thing I also heard is niggas was telling me is like, yeah, it's cool to like mix shit, but like you want to get shit that is like you don't want to have hella mixtures that you're selling to people, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Because then it's like, oh, you got to keep up with all these recipes and shit, and you got to always have constant stock of certain things. It's better to just have like 1 to 2 mixtures and sell those. Not anymore. Candy makes my body hurt. Damn. Candy makes my teeth hurt. That's about it. Sometimes it depends. But yeah, and so I was actually thinking about, you know, I got the mixture I already have right now for my meth, but I'm thinking about adding like 2 more. Shit too sweet now. I mean, I might as well add 2 more. I feel that, yeah. As you get older. I do wish it made more money. I've seen them not make that much bank. You talking about my drugs? I also need to like hit up more people, if that makes sense. Like hit up more people to sell to. Let's see, what should I add to this? Energy drink and Adderall. And Viagra. Does that sound like a crazy mixture, chat? Energy drink, Adderall, and Viagra. And then I could possibly add the gasoline and the motor oil. But no, actually, I'm gonna make this my new strand. The energy drink, Adderall, and Viagra. I'm gonna give a nigga a heart attack, bro. These niggas' chests gonna be beating out they fucking... Nigga heart gonna be beating out they fucking chest. Goddamn. I'll be honest though, my favorite candy... Well, do you eat... You don't eat chocolate? You fuck with chocolate at all? Chocolate! Grown ass man, by the way. Also, don't buy cars, but the Viper, other than that, the skateboard is the fastest. I can see why you wouldn't want to buy cars. This is a very small city. I already bought my van though. And I'm not saying, I mean, I think I'm gonna need it later, maybe, who knows. Nigga. Did I not? Oh, fuck, I fucked up. I hate chocolate, damn. So what you saying is you don't like black people. That's what I'm hearing. You don't, you actually despise black people. Viv, that's a little wild. That's a little wild, Viv. That's a little wild, Viv. The drop is ready. Let's go. Tropic Thunder Wedding. This shit is $102. What's up, Poppy? What's good, Oakleaf? How you been, my brother? Oakleaf was here before anybody else. Oakleaf, how did I meet you? I took culinary high school. We always did 2 weeks of chocolate for Valentine's. Really? My sister is she's doing culinary for college actually. She be bringing me home food and shit, cause she know my fat ass like to eat it. It's so funny though, cause she is a very picky eater. Yes, she's going to culinary school. You know what I'm saying? Apex? Yes, bro. We met through Apex? Did we? Did you play Apex with me? I honestly don't remember that game. That is true. I do remember you being there for the Apex streams. Awful game now for real. Yeah. I be thinking about it and I be like, damn, I miss playing Apex, but then I be like, yeah, I don't want to play that shit. I mean, man, one, cause I think I suck. I'm most likely suck now, but then 2, sneaky and athletic. Okay. Alright. And then we're gonna add the Addy. That's good, so she can cook her picky meals. Yeah, so. But nah, she and it's funny too, cause she'll sit there and say, she'll be like, yeah, we made this like Salisbury steak with gravy and then all this other shit. And I tasted it and it was actually pretty good. And I was like, you tasted it? And she was like, yeah. I was like, nigga, you don't eat Salisbury steak or gravy or mashed potatoes or green beans. And you ate all of it? And she was like, yeah, I had to taste it. And I'm like, nigga, that is so, I don't know, bro. She's a different being. And man, she gonna be a cook though. Let her be a cook. It's funny though, cause my dad went to school for culinary, and she hates that nigga. So, Viv, what did you say you were going to school for? I'm pretty sure you told me, but you know a nigga don't be remembering shit. Tokyo Gold. Holy shit. I could change the name. I didn't know I could change the name of these. Should I change the name of this? I'm just keep it, fuck it. It's Tokyo Gold. I'm finna smoke one, see what happens. Chat, I'm gonna smoke one, see what happens. Oh my god, I'm hitting the meth pipe. Holy shit. Oh, I'm running like way faster. I am running like way faster. Public relations, damn degree changed. Do you see how fast I'm running right now? Yeah, major change. Public relations. What is that entitled? Public relations. Public relations. I don't even. I'm trying to think though. Okay, I did that. I need to go get my pseudo. I am running so fast. Holy fuck. Gotta go fast. Sonic, go fast. I played Hella. I still got you at it. I have not touched that game in so long, brother. Alright, class starting. Catch y'all later. Alright, Viv. Look it up. I got you. Let me get some more jars from over here. Let me get some, holy fuck, I'm tripping balls, gang. Some jars from you, gang. Thank you. I'm gonna get some bags soon, too, but I ain't got the space for it. I forgot how I did this. Alright, we're gonna list this, what is it called? Tokyo Gold. I'm gonna list it. And hopefully starts selling pretty well. Oh shit. I'm gonna pull on a YouTube video while I play. Yep, wop, wop. Yeah. Actually, we're gonna watch my favorite NBA player. My favorite person.
Aesthetically, it looks great on camera. Keep it, you know, classy. Yeah, keep it elevated. Yeah, exactly.
Welcome back to another episode of Mind the Game. In this episode, I got to nerd out a little bit. Maybe it's episode
Focus on
me than most people out there, but I think it's really fascinating for fans and even fans who play the league to understand what it takes to survive, to find consistency, to be prepared to play, to avoid injury, to be able to go out there every night and do your job. So in this episode, I really dug in on LeBron's preparation, how he takes care of his body, how the sports science mind, what his recovery is like, his diet, many things that allow him to find that level night after night, but also year after year. This is year 22 for LeBron James. That's an outrageous accomplishment to play and to be able to play at this level. Still dunking on younger players, still running the floor, still able to play at an extremely high level and efficient level. And much of that is due to the way he handles his preparation and recovery. This guy is very diligent and religious about the way he takes care of his body and his mind, and I think he'll be fascinated, as I was, to get a little deeper and understand the methodology and routines and habits that he's built over these 22 years. thing that I gotta ask leads into a longer conversation. How do you feel? Like, really, how do you feel? Like, do you feel great? Do you feel like I feel great for my age? Do you feel I feel great for the stage of my career? You're just like I feel great.
I have my moments.
Ron speaks. He speaks. He speaks. Listen.
I would say for where I am in my career, the years I've played, the miles I've played, the minutes I've played, the games I've played, I feel great. I feel great. And obviously you have months where some months are better than others depending on the schedule. After games,
Cook up some more meth.
course of the game, you like, oh shit. But it's usually the morning after the game. It's that first step out of bed will let you know how old your ass is. And those are the moments I'm like, Ron, what the hell? And it's usually on the road too. It's usually on the road. You're like, what the hell are you still doing out here? What the fuck are you doing? Why are you out here still?
Where do you feel it? Is it like a slight like inflammation, tired legs, back?
Yeah, back, ankles, yeah.
You know, no one wants to hear this, but I played soccer a little bit. And I played the other night, a bunch of guys that are like 25 or 30,
Yeah.
30s. Like, I wake up the next day, I feel like I was in a car crash.
Yeah.
That's the only way I can explain it. Like, I don't know how you are still
Yeah.
dunking on cats. Like, running out ahead of everybody.
I don't know either.
You know,
I don't know.
Do you have nights like this happen to me a lot and you have to learn to deal with it and get it done anyways, where you just feel like heavy legs?
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Or you wake up and you're headed to the arena and you're like,
Yeah. I don't know.
it's not gonna be nice.
Yeah, I don't know if I can do it.
We just right after the break, we shit the bed on Charlotte. Right after the break, back to back in Portland. We didn't get to our hotel.
I turn him up.
And we had a back to back versus Portland. They had won 9 of their last 11. And I think the 2 games they lost to was versus Denver. I think they was 11 and 2 over their last 13.
Yeah.
So they had been playing good ball.
Yeah.
Chauncey had them playing great ball.
Great ball.
And I woke up to get treatment at like 11 o'clock. I didn't go to sleep till 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. So I set my alarm for 10:30. I was like, okay.
Is that always hard for you? You get off a flight.
Yeah,
get
always,
to the
always,
room?
yeah. Even at home, it's always hard to sleep the night after a game.
So, do you ever go on the road after a game? You fall asleep that last 10 minutes of the flight. You can't fall asleep for like 3-4 hours.
It just killed me on the way back from Denver.
I
It was the worst. It killed me on the way back from Denver. Oh my goodness, it killed me on the way back from Denver. So we're in Portland, and I get my rehab, my treatment. I was like, okay, I have to get my body moving. I can't wait till 7 at night. I got to get my body moving. I get the treatment and rehab. I get in there, and I get done around like 12:30, 1 o'clock. And usually I catch the first bus, which is usually 3.5 hours before the game. So 7 o'clock game is like a 3:30 bus.
I got to hear about that later. Thought on that, but go on, keep going.
I get into bed at 1 o'clock. I set my alarm for 2:30. It goes off. My body basically says, there's no way you get out of this bed yet. So I reset my clock again for the next bus. Supposed to be at 4. Body again. Long story short, I ended up catching the last bus at 5 o'clock. Like I couldn't. My body would not let me get out of bed. I needed to rest till 4:15. I finally got out of the bed, caught the 5 o'clock bus.
Shit, that's me every day, bro. Shit.
Got in, did some stretching, did a little activation in the locker room, got ready to play. And I was like, tonight ain't gonna be the night. And I scored 40.
Yep. You've been there before. You've been there before. You don't panic.
I didn't panic
you don't
at all.
Quit. You're like, it might not be the night. Let me adapt.
But let me see.
Before you know it,
crowd keep going, start going, the motor gets going. I always say like I'm like a 1965 Chevy Caprice. I just needed a little bit of time on the highway to get going, rev it up, get a little smoke out of the engine. Yeah, and then I was ready to go.
But it's interesting because I think like common fan and even maybe a lot of players, nowadays we have all the bells and whistles for recovery, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Massage, compression,
Yeah.
hot cold.
Yeah, hot cold, yeah.
Hyperbaric.
Hyperbaric, yep.
95% 5% of your recovery. 99% is sleep.
It's sleep.
It's by far the greatest.
I said it after the game. They asked me how I said
Shit, I'm not even sub. I'm not sub.
And that's the thing, like, that's gotta be.
You got sub up, please. You mean on YouTube?
Yeah, for sure.
You wanna prevent injury.
I mean, go crazy, my nigga.
I don't have it tonight, but I'll give myself a chance. Get 40,
It's
right? But that's a part of the discipline
Nah, it
of
is.
sleeping and staying, you know, because a lot of times, you know, like we travel. This is for the fans, right? You travel, you get in late nights, planes, different cities, time zones, the cumulative effect of the season. Not complaining, it's amazing.
Yeah, for sure.
But like your clock is a mess. Like trying, like that's why, like I wasn't a great sleeper, so I had to nap like every day, like really for the days when I wasn't gonna sleep, right? And it's cumulative sleep. Like you have a bank account. Is
Yeah,
the
for
way
sure.
sleep works,
Absolutely.
right?
Had to cop a new PC and shit. Ooh. What's the specs on that
You're gonna
motherfucker?
get 5 or 6.
Throw some D's on that motherfucker. What's the specs on it?
Napping,
What's the head for?
discipline, to go to bed early, all those things are so important.
No, my wife literally, she's the best ever. She gets mad at me when I stop me to go to bed. That's how much I love sleep and take care of my body. Like man. But about 9 o'clock at night, I'm like, ooh, what time you going to bed? She's like, you going to sleep?
Yeah.
I ain't going to bed.
Did you like preempt it with like, hey, you want to hang a little tonight? Because if you want to like get dinner, or, like have a glass of wine, we better do it at like 5:36. That's
Sure.
my household too.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I'm interested in how you've done this throughout the years, and so maybe
Gotta look
I'll
along.
start
So,
like with how the calendar looks.
I need a new PC, bro.
If you don't mind, like,
I got a laptop. You know,
and let's start now. It's a new
motherfucker stopped working on me. I need to get it fixed.
like
So
when the season ends.
Right.
How is your approach to the off season, and especially those first 3-4 weeks?
Yeah, those first 3 or 4 weeks is literally, try to get away from actually me playing basketball. Am I away from the game? Absolutely not. I'm watching the game or I'm in the gym with my boys and I'm watching them prepare and playing, either they're in tournaments, whatever the case may be. But me personally,
dog, chill
I
out.
try to
Here,
give myself, especially at this point in my career, an opportunity for all the little
got that
nooks
for
and
you.
crannies and bruises, whatever.
Smoke
to
that.
give yourself
I want to see what it do to you.
and obviously, I've learned over the years that, you know, me recovering at
Oh, yeah.
40 is
Oh,
totally different
yeah.
off season than me recovering at 20.
Oh yeah.
You don't recover.
How the hell for you?
So, I try to take like a month, maybe a month and a half off from.
Gotta get that laptop fixed, man.
On
Yeah.
the basketball court, but what I am doing,
Yes.
you know, I'm doing yoga and Pilates and stretching, and, massaging, cupping, and all those things that try to help, rejuvenate my body.
Yeah, I do.
Also wear
It's
and
just
tear, if
maybe,
I'm running, try to run in one of the Ultra G, treadmill where you can lessen the load, or doing more pool workouts where you lessen the load on your limbs and joints and things of that nature. So that's what kind of like my first 6 to 8 weeks look like, after the season.
Got an
'cause I'm
RTX
still
3050?
traveling, with the kids,
Type
and
shit,
the
type
family.
shit,
So,
type shit.
obviously that's information when anytime you get up in the air. But I'm able to kind of take care of my body then for those first 6 to 8 weeks.
But I think it's an important point, like, and I think you'll agree, like, I didn't believe in taking much time off. Because
Especially as you get older.
when you get older, you stop
Yeah.
moving, you might not get it back.
Yeah.
So like continuing to do like the bits and bobs and having the regenerative effect,
Yeah.
but still moving the body,
Yeah.
synovial fluid, like.
No, you're
blood
right. Because
flow.
if you completely just shut down, like, and do nothing, then you won't do nothing.
Right. Yeah.
You won't do nothing. You start to get comfortable with it. You're like, I don't like this feeling, but
Yeah.
I don't.
It's like the principle that the body is an adaptive system.
RTX 3050. I don't know if it's good or not, to be honest with you. I think it is. 3050 good.
Do nothing. You're someone that's adapted now to doing nothing. So when you ask yourself to do something, like this is dangerous. Like for what we're trying to do, you just get out back out on the court and run around, things fall off, right? So
sure.
it's really important, I think, to like it's like almost active recovery, movement. So
Yeah.
I'm interested that you felt that way too. But then the mental side too, right? Like getting a little bit of space from the grind, right? So that when you do 4, 6, 7 weeks into the summer, get back at it.
This is actually how you cook meth, chat.
It's a little bit of
It
excitement.
make you miss it a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what you.
I've seen whatchamacallit do that shit. I was just watching Breaking Bad earlier, because this game make me want to watch Breaking Bad, not gonna lie.
The little moments.
This how you actually do it. Wasn't they cooking meth on there? Pretty sure it's meth.
It can be from anything. It can be just an inspiration for the midst of the love of the game.
Yeah.
You know, you've taken time away from it, and I'll miss it. I want to get back to it. It could be inspiration from, you know, your kids.
Yep.
You know, hang around your kids no matter what sport they're playing. It could be basketball, it could be soccer, it could be, you know, whatever.
Enough to get the job done. It's a bit older, but it still runs good shit.
Okay, now I
That's
miss
good.
it. Or it could just be now it's time to click back in, you know, because you still feel like you still have more time.
Yeah.
You still feel like I have more to give.
Yeah, and you want to be sharp.
Yeah, you wanna be
And you know, usually the season doesn't end in a championship, so you have
Right.
motivation for
Right.
failure. You
Right.
want to be more prepared. So
Yeah.
like giving yourself that space, it revs up that motivation, which is huge, right? Like,
No, absolutely.
you know, it's a little bit a part, I'm sure, of your journey is like, you know, I try to tell this to young players, but like, a coach could give us a workout. Here's what I want you guys to do. And like, you and I can be totally different.
I did not only just sell that. That's bullshit.
Right? Like, you and like, so they approach the habits. You have
Bag man 2.
in the space to say, I'm ready
4 times
to
shiny
do this
cheese.
work, and that my habits are coming back. Every day, I'm competing in everything I
Hey, little homie.
It's the gym.
Put your ass to work. I'm just finna get paid from that.
Recovery, like I can skip the quote. No,
Right,
no,
right.
no, that's not me. I'm gonna do the
Yeah.
every
The packaging.
step.
Yep, and I think the best thing about it is like when it becomes just a way of life.
Yep.
And it's not even about because you're an athlete. It's because it's a part of your life. You know, you may not all the time, you know, I know when I'm done playing basketball, I won't be.
Man, this is loaded. What the hell? Yes, sir.
But as far
I'm
as
trying to get even more loaded.
and still doing things for my body, actively.
Where's the bar at?
Mentally recovering mentally.
It's over here.
You know, grounding. You know, things that I'm gonna still do. All the stuff that I've done. Besides the basketball portion, when it comes to my lifestyle, will not change. You know, I fell in love with the hyperbaric chamber, the hot and cold tub, the plunges, the massages, the everything, the grounding, just going out and sitting in the grass and just,
Yeah.
you know, just literally just letting go, you know, and all of that stuff. So those things
Brian
are
yapping?
life now, and when you
It's Brian now.
incorporate the active life skills until professional
Come here.
as well.
Let's try this new shit. Come here, Miss One.
Sure. They
And
say
sleep, and obviously, like you said, is most important.
they say in the habit science is like a part of forming a habit is identifying with it. So like you now
Try it
identify
out.
with it.
How'd that hit for you?
You identify with every spoke in the wheel of success, right? So I'm a little bit like you in that, like I can't sit still. Like my career is long.
You gonna do that?
Now. I've been out of the game for 10
Okay.
years. I can't like sit still.
You've been out
So
Damn, how many?
40 when I retired. So yeah, I just turned 51. So
Are you kidding
coming
me?
up on I think it's 14.
Damn,
So,
Steve Nash that old?
My last game was March of 14.
Yep, take it over there.
Staples. So
Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
11 games.
It does not seem that long.
It feels that long to me.
Now I feel old as
Right.
shit. Now,
Oh, you're the young man dunking on people.
No,
so.
I feel so old. It's been 10 plus years since you played it. That's not. Oh,
Right,
wow.
time flies.
Wow, time
My
flies.
daughters are in college, all that stuff.
You look great,
So,
man. You said 51. Freak.
Well, let's cheers to that.
cheers,
because,
man.
I get glimpses of myself in the mirror every once in a while, and I'm like, ugh.
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck no, man. You
gray,
look fucking great.
wrinkles.
51? I would never guess that.
Thank you.
At the end of the episode? You better not be.
You know, as someone who's always looking for that next rush, whether it's driving the lane or threading the needle, we get it. You need that excitement. And let me tell you, I found it in Audible. No new thrills. That's Audible.
LeBron, you don't need more money. What the fuck? Hey, I gotta dip. You have a good day, Brody. Much love. Much love to you too, Oak Cliff. I'll see you when I see you, man.
Okay, so then you get back in the gym.
Yeah.
Right? That part of the summer where it's like, hey, I gotta get my game sharp.
Yeah, yeah.
Are you at the place still where you still add, or you just like get sharp again? Get sharp again.
I'm a place where it's more just sharpening everything. You know, I have, you know, I'm not in ad mode. You know, I feel like I've gotten to a point where what I bring to the game.
Yeah, you're comfortable with the
Yeah,
fact
I'm
that these.
comfortable with the foundation of
Yep.
my game. But it's just all about sharpening. So if it was one summer where I felt like I didn't shoot the ball particularly well, either in catch and shoot, then I spent a lot of time in catch and shoot. If it was a point in time where I feel like my post game and wasn't you know, as efficient I wanted to be, then I do that. If there's a point in time where I feel like
Good, man.
ball handling wasn't as good as I would like for it to be,
Like that shiny cheese.
Kyrie Irving when it comes to ball handling, but I can be myself.
Follow me, brother. I'll get you some, Peter.
Yeah, it's just about
Peter.
sharpening, you know, the foundation
Peter.
of the game at this point.
Peter.
Add
I do want to get rid of this green crack, brother. So
where you're like, this situation, maybe I should.
it's the last. It's the last. Oh, actually, I got way more green crack. Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Next year, I need to exploit this situation in either a different way or exploit it more. Instead of giving this one away, I can double down here.
You know what? You know, it comes from where's the game going. You know, I've been in the league, and obviously, like you said, you know, your
sir.
last game was in 2014. So
Get that nigga 10, and now finna
gonna
charge him even more. Look at this shit. Same nigga. I'll get you in the afternoon.
I was in multiple uniforms, but I've seen the game. When I came into the league, it was the two bigs.
Yep.
It was a pretty much one guy would handle the ball, and then you had your two wings. You know, and probably up until about, you know, I guess 2008, 2009, you start having more players handle the ball, you know, but you still had the same two bigs, you know, thing. And then you went into Phoenix and changed the whole two bigs. No, one big. You know, I need one rim roller or one guy that can sprint down the floor, beat everybody down. If you're down there, you beat the big, kick it ahead to you. If not, you come sit
That
in the track
motherfucker
screen,
Glock on me, boy. That motherfucker revolve on a nigga, man. I dare a nigga to, man, Peter, I'll kill you right now if you don't give me my money.
You know,
Look at you still high.
And now
That green crack,
today
dumbass
is
nigga.
almost 5 out.
Right.
You know, 5 out. Everyone's shooting threes. So I think when it came to the off season, I always wanted to have the adaptability and the growth mindset to be able to change with the game, where I will still be productive no matter what the game called for.
Makes sense.
And I think that's what
It's
it
like
was.
not like you didn't have it in your package.
Right.
It was just like, I need to bring out more of this.
Yeah, what did the game calls for? Did the game calls for me to be
I missed
more
this with
pick and
the
roll?
Addy.
The game calls for me to be a guy
Post
that
up
slash
more,
or, you know,
slash.
slash more.
Kill
Without the
Bino.
ball, you know, did the game calls
Kill
for me to
Benji.
shoot me a few more threes? You know, that's where it is today.
I was
So
outside looking for
work on
Benji.
those aspects to where you're still,
See ya, different day.
and you can still adapt and have a growth mindset with the game.
So when you're working out in the summer, you're getting back in the gym. How many days a week and how long are you in the gym with the ball?
When I'm super locked in, I'm in there 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. Saturday is a recovery day where I do absolutely nothing. Sunday is more of a now starting to, you know, get the body work done and get my mind ready for the long week again. I try to on Saturday just kind of get away from it. Summertime, just get away from it. You know, whatever it is. But 5 days a week, I'm in there, and it's usually like Monday is usually the toughest day. You know, obviously you're coming off the weekend, 2-day weekend. It's usually the most, you know, strenuous day. Tuesday is a lot of running.
I need to buy a new money laundering place.
Get your legs back under you, and then hump day is Wednesday. You know, hump day is Wednesday, and once you get over that Wednesday, the rest of the week is pretty.
Right.
You know, that middle of the week is always
And the
challenging.
body's now
And the
caught up a
body's
little
not caught-
bit. You can get through it.
Yeah, so you know, I'm trying to go 5 days a week once I'm locked in for like 8 to 10 weeks coming into the season.
And are you doing manual therapy, physio before every session?
Yeah. I'm getting there. I
Diligent.
usually lift 3 days out of the week where I'm like in the weight room lifting, and then the other 2 days I'm just doing like, you know, the ball work.
Man, fuck the police.
Mobility, stability.
stuff. Yeah, exactly.
That's one thing I think like is changed from the start of my career for sure, but probably start of your career too to now is like you have to, I believe you have to be religious with the mobility stability stuff, because the way our
Go check in with your big place.
today it's even faster. Guarding and
My big place, what you mean?
travel, like you have to stay on top of
Yeah,
that
like
stuff.
when I came in, and obviously when you came in, everybody was like this.
Right.
You know, it's like who can lift the most weights. You know, who was the strongest. That's the only way you can play.
Right.
You know, and that's the narrative with, you know.
Thankfully for me, it changed. Because I wasn't gonna outlive
Well,
anyone.
those motherfuckers that look like this realized they couldn't keep up with your ass. You know, that's why it changed. We helped change it. You know, so, you know.
I remember coming to the league and like being shocked at like how strong like Derek Harper was.
Yeah.
Like pick me up full court and like you know.
Oh,
you
yeah,
could
that's
grab
when you
and
can
hold.
grab.
He just grabbed me by the hip and
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I don't know if I can go anywhere. Like I was like, well, how am I gonna help break
Yeah.
through this? You know, and so like you, of course you adapt, you learn,
Yeah.
but like the game's come so far from, like you said, the two bigs, the clutching,
Right.
grabbing, chucking, the hand checking up the court. Like man, it was stodgy back in the day,
Right. Yeah, for sure.
but
Absolutely.
that's the thing. Like, we'll get to this later in the series, but like, the talk around sometimes, you know, some people aren't as happy with the way the game is. Like, we need to help teach fans like how great the game is now.
Yeah.
Like, it's not going back to that. It's a lot of nostalgia. There's other factors, but like, the game is great, and we need to teach people how to appreciate it.
Yeah, we just need to. I think just have an appreciation, and I think if our fans will really go back and watch some of those games,
Right.
they will realize
Right.
then maybe that's not something we would
Right.
want to see on a night-to-night
Right.
basis.
I agree.
You know, because the difference between our game now is that all of our games are on television every single day, either nationally, locally, or through League Pass. So you can watch all of our games. In the 80s and the 90s, you may be able to catch one game if you had it locally. If your team had a local broadcast deal, you could catch it. And if not, then you may not see a game
Right.
for a long time.
Yeah.
Let's, you know,
Like the NBC.
NBC,
broadcast
yeah,
or-
NBC broadcast. Maybe once every couple
Three times football.
You maybe catch one or two games, you know, every other week. So, you know, I think the nostalgia of the game, I think it's just a deeper conversation of why we should appreciate and celebrate our game of basketball today, our athletes of today, just like, you know, the 60s and 70s and 80s and 90s.
I feel like they should make a bigger city.
So,
But that might not happen until they make another one.
I'm excited about that.
Schedule 2,
How about
literally.
this? At what point in the summer are you like, I want to get in game shape? And how do you, is it like September? Is it in training camp? You prep to get there?
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Well, we both can tell everyone out there, there's no way to get in game shape in the off season.
Right. No.
But what you can do is get in the best optimal shape leading up to the, and then
step
so
before.
the step before.
I need more Tokyo
Nobody
Gold.
can come into training
Right.
camp and say I'm in game shape. It just doesn't happen. So you know, I try to get into the best shape I could possibly be in leading into September. So you know, when it gets to about, you know, after the first week of August, you know, I start then to now start to like push.
Get the shiny cheese and come back. Deals are here first.
Every week I ramp it up a little bit more, ramp up the intensity, ramp up, you know, the conditioning portions. You know, I start knowing when I'm getting in better shape when I don't need as many breaks for water. You know, that's kind of like my gauge. You
Like,
know.
okay, I'm fitter this week.
Yeah. Like, you know, like if I'm doing a 45-minute court workout, and every 5 to 7 minutes, you know, through that 45 minutes, I'm getting a drink of water. I'm like, okay, I gotta get better. Okay, then the next week it's like every 3 to 5 minutes, and then it's 2 to 4 minutes, and then it's 1 to 2 minutes, and then it gets to a point where I've only needed one break in 45 minutes. That's when I know, like, okay, I'm in a really good pace.
And maybe you can explain through the stages of your career, but like, when do you start playing? And like, what, like in your first third of your career, the first 7 years, how much did you?
Oh
when did you
man,
start playing?
like on
Second,
505?
Yeah.
Oh, I used to play. I mean, my first. Wow.
Ref, do
My
something.
first 12, 14 years, I played all through the summer. I mean,
Because you love to hoop.
I just love to hoop. Like I used to play outdoors. I played
same.
outdoor basketball as a pro. I had no idea how bad that was for me, but I was like,
funny
I
you said that.
fucking love ball. Like me and my friend, I go back home in the summertime. You know, back in Akron. So obviously, I played for the Cavs, but I will be back in Akron. Me and my best friends, they come back from college. We get a group. We'd be playing outside.
Play outside, yeah.
Like it was nothing. The sun is beaming off the blacktop.
It's funny you say that. Like when I was at like my prime of my career, like even like first 3-4 years in Phoenix, in the summer, go to the facility.
I don't know if I got enough.
Play.
You gonna find out though.
I always wanted to shoot again.
Yeah.
So I always tried to shoot again. Like just how efficient can I be? So in Phoenix, it's 110, 115 degrees. I would go to the park, sometimes the driveway, but I would go to like a random park 'cause no one's gonna be there.
Right.
And I'd
No,
have,
not
like,
at
back then,
115.
yeah, right.
The Bonbon need to retire already.
You know,
Oh, don't say that. You're scaring me.
out there because I would get my own rebounds, conditioning. It's
Yeah.
hot. It's funny you said that. Like, did you ever have was like fans showing up when you were playing in the
Oh
park?
yeah, for sure.
So you had to kind of like be smart
Yeah,
about
we
it
had
a
to be
little
smart
bit.
about it. Yeah, for sure. We had to be very smart about it. And then I got very smart and kind of built a little full court, outdoor court at my house in Akron. And I would have literally, I would have teammates come over,
Runs, yeah.
you know, and my best friends, and we'd have runs in the backyard, like on the blacktop.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Like, yeah, it was.
That's great memories.
Yeah.
And then, like, say the last 7 years, like, do you still play pickup before the season, or do you like? is it-
Not as much. No, not as much. You know,
Just the wear and tear.
yeah, just the wear and
risk.
tear and the risk. You know, especially like if I do it early in the season, I mean early in the off season, then I have the ability to kind of.
We having white hair and still playing.
Recover.
Crazy.
It's like my body's still.
As he
recovering.
should though. Like we need
And
him.
then it gets to the point
We need
where like
LeBron.
late August hits, and I'm like, do I want to risk?
Right.
You know, I've trained my body. I know where I'm at. I know I'm physically fit and ready to go into training camp. Do I really want to risk it? You know, so every now and then, you know, during the workouts, like I'll play, you know, one-on-one, you know, or you know, compete versus, you know, the coaches that's there. You know, get that kind
Some
of
live
bump, get
reps.
some live reps with the coaches. They bump you off screens, or they bump you in the post, or things of that nature. So, yeah, but I haven't played as much 5-on-5 over the last few years.
So that first 2-3 weeks of preseason is your time to adapt to the
Yeah.
demands of
Yeah,
playing.
yeah, yeah.
Feel the bumps and bruises,
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
soreness,
You
get the
soar,
wind
yeah.
bears, you know,
Yeah,
like
from here, you know, from low back all the way down,
right?
you're
You
cooked.
just- Yep.
Yeah,
It's
you're
like
cooked.
an adaptation process you
Yeah.
have to go through. There's no cheating
Yep,
it.
yep.
No matter how fit you are, no matter
Yeah.
how much running,
Nope,
stairs.
don't matter.
or-
That's when you know it's working.
Right,
That's when you know it's working. When you can't feel anything.
Where's the West
from
Bridge at? That's the
from
question.
Here all the way down, and you're
It's
like,
over
oh
here?
my
It's
God,
over here.
this is like, I can't. Like you're like, I hate getting out of shape. It's like, oh, but I wonder how other people feel that hasn't
Right,
done
they
anything.
don't.
So it's like, you know, you just try to stay tapped in.
Yeah, you got to go through that because you can't do it 12 months of the year, right? So you have
No.
to get out and get back in. You
Yeah.
have to build up smart, especially as you get in your 30s, late 30s.
Yeah, for
40,
sure. 40.
smart
Yeah,
about it.
yeah, absolutely.
Well, let's shift to the season then. Like maybe I'm always curious about this, and it's pretty common. I think fans probably know this now. Like they always say in the NBA, you gotta have a routine,
Yeah.
right? Because you play so many games in different cities, different gyms.
How much you
It's
think
matters.
LeBron packing? What juice?
You
What?
have a routine that just keeps you accountable. So you're not like,
Why is that a question you would want to ask me?
I would say like the top 20 guys in the league, like 19 of them are like religious, if not 20, about their routine, about what shots they need, all the prep, recovery, diet, sleep, all that stuff.
3 times
How
shiny
would you
cheese,
approach
2 times shiny
a
cheese.
practice day and then a game day? And so like, what does your day look like?
Wait, I got more shiny cheese. I got more shiny cheese. I told this nigga to do this right.
Practice day.
Where is the
we're
shiny
practicing
cheese though?
at 11. I like to get to the facility
Nigga, where'd you put the shiny cheese at? I put shiny cheese in here, right?
probably around 8:30.
I know I did.
Start my work.
Breakfast at the facility, breakfast at home.
Not
I told this nigga to put some shiny cheese in here.
So hydrate.
So I'm hydrating. I have like either like a green juice or some fruit or whatever case.
Nigga,
may
where's
be.
my
I
shiny
don't
cheese
eat
at?
a full meal until I get back home after practice, and that's usually around like my first meal is usually around like 1:30.
Where did he put my shiny cheese?
Design, or you just don't like eating before?
By design.
By design. So
Yeah,
you
by
want
design.
that little bit of a
Yeah,
fasting quality.
yeah, a little bit of fasting quality. Yeah, by design.
And are you taking supplements?
Yeah.
Creatine?
No creatine. No, just natural, everyday vitamins, things of that nature. Yeah.
So a little protocol of
Yeah.
vitamins.
If
Well, I don't know what
if
this
have
nigga do with my
anything
shiny cheese,
after
bro.
practice, I have like a fruit smoothie.
Okay.
You know, because I've burnt so many
Yeah.
calories, or whatever. I have a fruit smoothie.
I have more. I don't have any more bags in here. It's fine.
So I get there. And
I gotta find out what this
usually
nigga do with my
get to
shiny
actually go to the
cheese.
weight room. I'm usually in the weight room for about 45 minutes.
Every day or different days?
Different
Nigga,
days. Different days.
let me see where you put this shit at.
Between then, I'll go to the weight room then, and because I like to lift on game day as well. So I'll go to the weight room and then.
But I
Your
put it.
lifting
Okay.
isn't
I'm not
really
even.
on game day practice day. It's on the day. Like, what have I done? I haven't
Yeah,
lifted
what
for
have
3
I done?
days. Yeah.
Yes, what have I done? Like for this week. So say for instance for this week, today we had a day off. So this morning was predicated on
Oh, 5 times shiny cheese. 1 times Tokyo Gold.
things of that nature before I got
2
here.
times shiny cheese.
So
2
I
times
didn't
shiny
know,
cheese.
whatever the case may be.
3 times shiny
Tomorrow,
cheese. Okay.
I'll go in early and I'll get a lift in before, and then right after I lift, I'll shoot. early, 3-4 hours, not 5 hours before the game starts. Because it's a back-to-back on Friday, I probably won't lift that day. It'll be more of a recovery work and then a little bit of shooting as well, just to prep me for the game. So yeah, I have schedules depending on how the games are flowing throughout the season. That
Big Don, what you need? 2 times shiny cheese?
But you go in the gym almost every day to do activation.
Yeah.
Realistically, every day, non-negotiable.
Yeah, non-negotiable.
For sure, same.
Yeah.
And then, like, do you? And this is probably a little bit of a summer question, but in the season, do you break it up into like a strength block, a power day? Like, do you break it up in like?
No, I do a little bit of that.
Total body type stuff, maintenance.
Yeah, maintenance, total body.
In the summer, do you break it up? Like,
in the summer I break it up because.
Miss Wing, you look fucking terrible.
You like to break it up in the summer because you don't want to get stale. For 3 months you're doing the same shit like you. So
oh yeah, she's fucked.
On purpose, so you don't get tired.
Jesse, is that you? Oh my god.
Yeah, exactly. Like so, for like during the season, it's kind of the same. A little bit. It changes, but it's the same routine because it's a cadence. I know my body is going to react well to it. No matter what I'm doing, my body is formed and it knows exactly how it's going to get the most out of it for those games.
Right. And like the demands, make it almost impossible to get gains anyway. So if you break it up too much, like of course you have to touch on these things, but you can do that.
He's ran out of product. You better have a shit ton of money.
Touch on it for maintenance rather than focus in on like plyometric stuff, So that's interesting. And then game days. Maybe give me the rundown on game. Or let me go back to practice days. What are your preferred recovery modules? Like, do you massage, compression, hot and colds, hyperbaric, cryo? Use them all?
It could be all of those on a day, and I try to maximize as much as I can. If it's a practice day, I try to get the massage in, the cold tub in, we have the Normatec legs, to the compression unit, the ice bags. I try to get it all in. Yeah. Plus a nap. When I get home after practice, the most important, get a nap in. When I wake up, I'll either, depending on how my body's feeling, I have some things at home where I can put my foot in the foot bath, knees, everything. Just I'm trying to maximize how can I be to optimal shape and game ready for the next day. I'm always thinking about the next day.
You're obsessed.
Yeah.
I love it. You're obsessed. I feel. This is kindred spirits in that way because you want to leave no stone unturned for a performance.
Why? It's all there for us. It's all there for us, and I have the luxury of having an unbelievable wife and help around the household to where they allow me to be able to use all my time while I'm playing the game. And listen, I know when I'm done playing the game, that time will be priority number one will be my wife. It will be my wife, my kids, and I just thank them for allowing me to have me as priority number one while I've had this profession. They've allowed me to do that, and I know it's not always been like great roses and been amazing, but they've allowed me to make myself priority.
You think LeBron got side women?
How I treat my body, how I do things.
I hope not.
The hours that I put into it.
What? Niggas ain't shit. You probably had 1 or 2 side pieces once or twice.
Give that back on
But it doesn't work otherwise, right? Like, you have.
Not if you want to be amazing. Not if you want to be great.
If you want to be great, or you want to keep playing.
Or you want to keep playing.
Right? You want to extend your career beyond where you're supposed to play. That balance, like how you handle the stability of home life, but you have to be selfish.
Yeah.
Right. So, and the family has to understand, like selfish is the wrong word. Committed.
Yeah.
I'm committed to my craft, my career, but that family stability gives you a platform, right? Where you're not worried, like we're good over here.
Right.
I can go to work and do my
It
things.
definitely it's worked wonders, man. It's been amazing. I've picked the right woman, and the kids have come along and they've accepted the fact that what I wanted to accomplish, and I've tried to just pour into them when I have the ability and do the things that I can as a father. But I've always wanted to be. I've always wanted to be as great as I could be. I never knew what it was going to. I never knew what it looked like, but I knew my craft and I knew my passion for wanting to be.
Right.
I didn't know what the end result was, and that goes back to what we first talked about when we first started the process. I knew I was in love with the process. process. And I didn't know what I was gonna get out of the process. But all I've seen as I've grown up, and when I've played the game of basketball, that when I fell in love with the process, rewards was at the end of the tunnel. And I've never worried about, it was never the other way around. It was never, the rewards are at the end of the tunnel, and then I worry about the process. It was always about the process.
Your reward was the process.
My reward was the process.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great, honestly, it's a great example. Your family,
Yeah.
you know, the way you've been able to manage both. Your family's helped you build a platform to strive for greatness
Yeah,
constantly.
absolutely.
And that's just, I mean, that's, I think, one of the greatest parts about your career is not like the Wikipedia page, right? It's like the way you've done it. Like, man, I've made thousands of mistakes. Like, I don't know, have you made a couple? I don't know. Like, you've done so much, so long in the spotlight. I love that example for people out there, for society, for kids. So that's kudos to you and your wonderful wife and family, and your kids represent your family incredibly well too. Let me ask you this: game days, you're there so early. Like this is year 22. You're there how many hours before the game?
5.
5 hours before the game. Like that type of. I mean, first of all, I think you're crazy. So first, like, I wanted to be there an hour and 40 so that I could get there and be like, bop, 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 like total efficiency. What is your frame of mind? Like, I want to be there all day, basically.
I want to give myself the time to prepare how I know I would like to prepare to get ready for a match. You know, and what I do is it's all my time is it's no there's no fat. There's no fuck around time once I get to the arena. You know, I get there 5 hours before. As soon as I get there, I put my workout gear on, I go right to the weight room. As soon as I leave the weight room, I go to the court, get a workout. As soon as I leave the court, I go get body work and make sure that my body's moving and doing those things with my body. As soon as that is done, you know, I head in and put the Normatex and the ice and all that stuff on and recover from that. As soon as that is done, now I'm reading the scouting report, like, and I'm, you know, tapping into that. Pretty much when that is done, now JJ's coming into the locker room and he's addressing the team. Yeah. And it's time to go. Like that is, and I have a little meal in there too. I'm eating. I have a little meal, couple snacks there within there. Obviously, I want to keep keep my nutrition going, and I have to fuel the body because I know what I'm about to do out on the floor. But that time is occupied.
All intent and purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, like,
it's all intent and purpose.
I had to get away.
Yeah.
So I was the opposite. Like, I wanted to be there, and I had my thing. You know, like, go in right away, body work. Activation, shots, taped.
Yeah, go.
Coach is walking in.
Go.
Like, I wanted to be like, because, you know, we play so many games. I didn't want that
sure.
wasted energy. I think maybe that's one thing that I wasn't great at, is that I would waste like that anxious performance energy if I was there too early. I want to save that.
No, for sure. I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that. And I'm getting to the. I have not gotten there obviously because I'm still doing it, but there are times I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. Well, I'm glad in Portland you were like, let me hit the alarm again.
I had no control over that. This body took over me. It was like, I'm not letting you out of this bed. Right. But there are times. I mean, I can see for sure. I mean, I'm 40 years old. I've been in this thing for 22 years. So like, you know, I definitely feel and see it, sense it sometimes when I leave the house at like 1 o'clock. The game's at 7:30, and I'm pulling up to the arena, pulling down in the tunnel at 2:15 in the afternoon for a 7:30 game, and I'm like, all right, let's get to work.
Incredible commitment. Okay, post game, like how dialed are you on nutrition? Are you like I have a plan for nutrition at all times? Or are you like 80% on my cheat mode? Like, how do you manage nutrition?
Well, obviously, you know, being home in a way is different, but no, I'm pretty locked in on the nutrition side. You know, when it comes to what I put in my body is what I'm gonna get out of. You know, and obviously you definitely have, you know, I definitely have cheat modes. Like I fucking love chocolate chip cookies and ice cream. And since I love ice cream, I have to get like the dairy-free ice cream, and the low-fat you know, the non-gluten-free cookie. Like I have to kind of cheat it that way.
Me too.
But I love it.
Yeah.
But I love it. That's like my vice. I love
Yeah.
it. So you know, you have to you have to know, like,
Right.
you know, you play all these
Does your
games.
family think you're crazy for that?
Uh,
Like when I go in the fridge and get myself like a yogurt popsicle, and my kids are like, "That's disgusting." I'm
At
like,
this
"Oh."
point, they've accepted me for who I am. So yes, they early on. There's literally, you can go in my freezer and there's like 3 different cartons of ice cream in there. There's
All the
like
healthiest
one.
ice cream on the planet, right?
It's like like when my daughter goes in there, she gets her vanilla bean ice cream. It's like extra creamery. I'll be looking at it like, damn, that looks so good. Oh my
That's
goodness,
bomb.
that's so good. And then mine over there is like, oh, you know, dairy free and no all that stuff. I'm like, oh yeah,
Farm
just
to
give me,
table,
yeah,
right?
just give me that.
Organic.
But yeah, I'm pretty dialed in on it. And obviously, like I said, you know, the road and being home, you know, is, you know, it fluctuates a little bit. But you know, obviously, you know, you're starting to in order to be ready for the next game or the road, whatever it is, it starts right after the game ends and you sit down. You know, so I'm getting right to the ice and I'm getting right to, you know, nutrition and getting fluids back into me because I need to start preparing for the next game. So it's funny. A lot of people like see me like walking off the court, you know, when there's like time left in the game.
Right.
Like no matter if it's a loss or a win. The reason I'm trying to get to the locker room so I can
I
start
think I saw a clip from last night.
Yeah. The game was a wrap.
It's hungry.
I got to get to the locker room to start my process to get ready for the next game.
That's
So
amazing.
I'll be sitting in the locker room, foot on the ice bags on. I got my smoothie and my fruit, and I'm already getting to it right now. So like,
That's amazing. Like people will probably see you leave the court and be like, "No,
Yeah.
damn, you know."
yo, they had that. It was funny when during a loss, they was like, "Oh, he's a poor sport."
Right,
Like
yeah.
leaving the court, they lost. And then they started seeing me do it during the wins. They was like, well, he's no sportsmanship.
That's a great thing for fans to know. Like that's how dialed you are in your
Yeah,
process.
yeah.
Is like I cannot wait for the next step in the process. You're not sitting there ready to like chest bump at the buzzer. Like let me get in this tub.
Let's get this done.
Right,
Let's
get
get
the right
going.
food in.
Let's get
That's
going.
amazing. I mean, I appreciate it. I was someone that tried to always look for every advantage. You know, I probably wasn't gonna beat anyone in a race, a jumping contest, a lifting. You know, so I always look for like to learn, to learn. So like the amount of time, resources, commitment you put into your body, your craft, I think is an incredible example. So,
I mean, listen, from the outside looking in, and like we said, we never had any conversations about it, but what you was able to do with your career, like you said, you wasn't the fastest, you wasn't the strongest, you wasn't the tallest, and you sitting with 2 MVP trophies, you know, and being able to transcend a game of basketball, like what you did, you know, in Phoenix with D'Antoni and those guys. You guys brought a level of expertise to the game that's still now being played. You know, get the ball up like right away. You know, like we're not wasting no time. You know, being able to play with the pass, being infectious, things of that nature, and you being a catapult to that because of your level of commitment to your craft. I don't think that's talked about enough.
I'm not gonna read a man. He's 40 with no retirement. It's like,
talked about is how high you can jump, how far you can shoot.
I mean,
You know, all
shit.
these
If he
other
got just like that, he like that.
But I think what gets overlooked is the level of commitment to one's craft, and that is why you're able to succeed.
Who's the dog barking at? People trying to spray the
We've
yard.
seen the strongest guys don't make it. We've seen the most athletic guys don't make it. We've seen the guys with the best looking shot don't make it. We've seen the guys with the greatest handles don't make it. What is it that separates? What is it that separates? Obviously, opportunity sometimes has something to do with it. Obviously, circumstances have something to do with it. But there's something about the level of the process when it comes to your craft.
right.
And I don't think that's ever talked about enough,
That's
when it comes to our sport.
That's an interesting topic, actually. Like
Or sports in general.
A lot of people asking if you want that work. Well,
What are the
apparently he already got scheduled. But my mom didn't want him to be spraying.
just
So
because you're the biggest, strongest,
I'm gonna go down there in a minute and tell her.
Like it's
She's gonna have to
it's kinda
cancel.
like resilience, like intelligence. You know, like these are the characteristics. Like discipline.
Yeah,
Like,
discipline.
If you have the discipline to work at your craft, to get better every day, to always have a growth mindset. You know, if you are able to read and react, able to learn on the fly, you know, you can go places. Like, it doesn't matter how big it's. So that's the beauty of
that's
this,
the beauty.
finding the process, sticking with it, hitting plateaus, not giving up.
And not having all the answers, or not thinking you know all the answers. Being able to have that growth.
And by the end stream though.
You know, even though you may be great now,
I had to get the
how do you
editing.
know it's going to be sustainable 5 years from now or 10 years from now? How can you continue to reinvent yourself to the point where, like, you know, it gets to the point where it wasn't, your career didn't end 10 years ago because you gave up on the commitment of the process.
Wheels fell off.
And it's, by the way, control what you can control.
Yeah, that's it. Right?
And you can't control it. And but by the way, you sleep better at night. You like, fuck, you know, I had more to give. I know I know I was committed to the craft, but that's something that you can't control. That's something certain people can't control.
All right, bro. Well, hope work is quick and I'll be a stream later. Say less.
But how can you sleep better at night?
All right.
You don't know that?
Yeah, I'll talk to you later, brother. Everybody else in here, I'll talk to y'all later too. Deuces.